Well, it was a little over a year ago that we had our first meeting in Denver, and we formed a board, 12 members, and our goals at that time were to basically build a foundation for the MFAA. And, you know, in coming together, we wanted to accomplish two things. We wanted to create a network where alums could get together, and secondly, then through that network, help provide supplemental support for the football program. And the initial goal was to try to generate 300 members. And we, in doing that, you know, as I say, the two goals were to connect people as well as to raise money. And so we formed a legacy fund. And as we looked at that, we looked at what the needs were, we looked at what the reality was here at the time. Western State, as you and I have talked before, is in a really unique setting. We don't have the type of alumni base that other institutions have, such as School of Mines, Colorado State Pueblo, Colorado Mesa. And because of the uniqueness of our setting here, you know, if the football program is going to succeed in today's environment, it needs supplemental help. And we sent, when we started our initial fund or our membership campaign, we sent letters out to over 1,200 people, 1,200 alums. And so that's a pretty good database in terms of drawing in members and whatnot. And through that, you know, we were hoping that as we connect guys, that we could generate the income that would then help supplement what they're trying to do here for football. And so we focused on scholarships. That the number one goal of our fundraising was to help supplement scholarship money so that Western State could be on par. I think in terms of helping Western play on a level playing field, parity. What I mean by parity is that each school in the conference eventually will be able to offer 36 full-ride scholarships. In that sense, I think yes. I think what's amazing is that Western has been really competitive within what it's been allowed to do. This is such a strong conference. I don't know if people are aware of how strong it is. Fort Lewis beat CSU Pueblo. Well, Western beat Fort Lewis. CSU Pueblo beat Sam Houston State, which was an FCS finalist or semi-finalist. Sam Houston beat Villanova. If you follow a chain all the way up to Virginia Tech beat Ohio State. You know, it's kind of a funny diagram, but the point is our RMAC is very, very competitive. Stan personally overlaps the 50s and the 60s. He played, if I remember right, Stan came to Western in 1959. So you have early on, I mean, that goes back quite a ways, and then you have representation from the 60s. You would have John Randall, Ralph Nance that played for Gordon Zapp and then also played for Coach Knoxon when he first came here. I came here in '73, so I was kind of Knoxon at the forefront. Then I played 2 years and coached 3 years. You have Ken Briggs that was on the '76 team. Bill Campbell was a sophomore on that team. Freddie Gales that I believe played for Knoxon. You got Tim Berquist, Mike Johnson, Rick Desch, who played then kind of in the 80s into the early 90s. One of the things we need is we need some younger guys from more recent years, and we've been talking with a few guys about that. And one of the things we're finding is that, you know, retired guys, you know, probably can give a lot more time to this. You know, the younger guys are busy starting careers, starting families. There's just this, something happens when Mountaineers get together. You know, it doesn't matter when you played, what area you played in, whether you had great success or you in those kind of lean years for Western State. There is just a neat camaraderie between players from across the generations. It's just, you know, like brothers. It's like old friends, and you haven't missed a beat, even though you haven't met them you're just meeting them for the first time. Sure, the idea with homecoming is it's what homecoming is. It's where you come back, and you know, you hear the term rendezvous. That's very synonymous with mountain men, and it's used around here and whatnot. And we thought that homecoming should be one of the central times of the year, it's a gathering place for us. So we have our board meeting the week of homecoming, and then, you know, we did some fun things with that. We lined up all the alums that were here for that, and the Dalton gang was here, and lined up so the football players can come through. Well, I don't know what you'd call it, but when they enter the football stadium, you know, you've got this lineup that the football players come through, and you know what was neat about that is you had generations of Mountaineer football right there as they came onto the field. So that's a big event. Well, first, thanks for the chance to talk with you and just to share what we're doing. You know, there's a couple of meetings we're going to have our 2015 membership campaign kicked off around the end of February, the 1st of March. And we're going to be sending out various pieces of communication. You know, you can look on Facebook and look us up on Facebook in terms of making us a friend or liking our webpage. We have a website, mountaineermadness.com. You go on the website, there'll be information there on how to join. People will be receiving letters from us. We're looking at probably going to implement a plan where a bunch of us will make phone calls to lists, and anybody that might be listening to this interview. One of the things that we have found is that there are a lot of guys that we never hear back from. They never get anything. We don't know where they are. We have wrong addresses or whatever. So any kind of information that people can give to us via Facebook, via our website, via email. My email is Pritchard, SPRITCHARD .mfaa@gmail.com. You know, people can get in touch with us so that we can pull guys together and pull things tighter. You know, we want to grow, and 300 is our goal for this year, but we want to be larger than that, definitely. We love Mountaineer football. You know, everybody that has contacted us or we've talked to, they get excited about it. You know, it's a special thing, and it's part of something even bigger than that. You know, being here at Western State, driving through the Cimarron yesterday, it's just, there's something about Gunnison when you come here. Even a guy like me that grew up in Desert, California, you know, you never quite get Gunnison out of your bones, and Western's a great place, and we're just trying to do our part to make Western a better place. Thank you.
Awesome.